Hello, my name is Pauline Potter. I am 51 years old and I am currently listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the heaviest woman living. I'm sure I'm not the heaviest woman. I think I'm just the heaviest that came forward during the right time frame with my doctor's documentation of my weight of 643. After that, I got up over 700, but I have since lost some. So, I have been wanting to document this kind of stuff for a long time, but I just never really got around to it. It takes a lot of dedication to do it, and I was just always really busy. And when I was in California, I was at the pool a lot, or bingo, or shopping, and it just really takes a lot of dedication. So I've always wanted to lose weight. I have been on a million different diets, and I never seem to succeed on them, or I'll lose a little bit and then gain it back or whatever. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of me in the past. So anyway, I am kind of out there. I've been on, I have a Yahoo group called My 700 Pound Life. It's called the 700 Pound Club. And it was just designed as a website to be friendly and be accepting of any heavy people that are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. It's fat friendly. But anyway, so that's okay. So I've been trying, to do different things to lose weight. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've tried Jenny Craig. I've tried, counting calories at home. I've tried Bistro MD. Oh my goodness, I've just tried many diets. And so now at 51, since none of them succeeded, I've decided to get the gastric bypass surgery. And I currently, I'm born and raised in California, but I couldn't succeed on any weight loss to speak of. I kept gaining it back, so I decided to move to Texas, relocate to Texas from California to go to a doctor that specializes in patients over 600 pounds. He's a pretty trustworthy doctor. He's been doing this for about 40 years, and so I trust him. And so about 4 months ago, on June 6th, or June 2nd, actually, we left California. We got here to Texas, Houston, Texas, around June 6th, and I had my first appointment with him on June 7th. I weighed in at 678 pounds at that point. We rented a minivan and we drove here, and it took us 5 days, and it was actually a pretty fun experience. And so we got here from California. I Googled everything and I paid the deposit online for our apartment here, and I looked up, warm water therapy pools that I could walk in once I got here, and I looked up Walmart close by, and that's how I decided where to put my, where to rent my apartment at. I wanted to be close to a water pool and close to Walmart, as well as being close to the doctor's office. So I thought I had done a good job, but come to find out, once we got here, I planted us right in the middle of a super bad neighborhood. Also, pardon the noise, we're outside right now, so there's a lot of truck and car noises and ambulances and stuff. Anyway, so once we get here, I find out that we're in a pretty bad neighborhood. There's lots of scary people walking around when you're outside, so it's a little bit scary to come out by yourself. And also I have found out that apparently Texas doesn't pay taxes to get their sidewalks and streets fixed very often. So it's also very scary and kind of dangerous to go out in my power chair by myself, because the sidewalks have big gaps, 3 and 4 inches up and down, and then the whole sidewalk veers down towards the street. So when you're in a power chair, it's a little bit dangerous and scary, you know. So we've been here about 4 months, and I've only left the house in my power chair twice. And anyone that knows me knows that I'm an outside girl. I love to be outside. I love the fresh air. I love the sunshine. I love watching the birds and the butterflies. I'm just an outside girl. So it's really bothering me that I can't go outside. So I'm trapped inside quite a bit. And another thing that Texas specializes in is they don't have a lot of wall-to-wall carpeting. They have hardwood floors. And the way my legs are and the way I walk and stuff, that's real scary for me because I feel like I'm going to slip. And because I use cornstarch for powder on my body in all my places to keep from getting rashes or sweating, that falls off of my body onto the hardwood floor and makes it even more slippery. So I'm really, really in fear of falling down in my living room. And so I've got non-slip bathroom carpet rugs like lining my path in the living room from my bed. I have my bed in the dining room because in order to get an affordable place here, I got a 1-bedroom so I could give the bedroom to Dill, and I was just going to put my bed in the dining room because I don't really care about having a bedroom anyway. So my bed's in the dining room, and so the dining room and living room is what has the hardwood floor. So I've got 2 or 3 little non-skid carpets lining a path to the bedroom where I have to go through the bedroom to get to the bathroom. So it's a little bit scary every 3 hours that I have to get out of bed and go on these carpets, and you'll see that later on. Anyway, so this is just the beginning. We are starting to document now, but we probably won't air it for a month or 2 or 3 or 4. We don't know when.
Say the date.
Today is October 18th, 2014. It is currently around 5:30 or 6 p.m. We just got home from a doctor's appointment. What I started to say earlier, and I'm a talkaholic, so I'm probably going to get off track many, many times, but when we arrived here in Texas, I weighed 678 pounds. In 4 months since we've been here, I just weighed in today at the doctor. I am currently 565 pounds, so that's a total loss of 113 pounds so far, which I'm quite happy about because considering that I haven't had gastric bypass yet, that's pretty good. So so far since we've been here, I've been in the hospital 3 times for a total of 31 days. The first thing I went in there for was just to get some fluid off of my legs because the 5-day travel kind of caused me some water retention, and that was a 6-day stay. And then a month or 2 later, I went in and I got a PICC line, what's called a PICC line, in my right arm, and it gave me a blood clot. So I had a blood clot in my whole arm, neck, and chest. This whole area here gave me a blood clot. So because I had a blood clot in my left leg about 15 or 16 years ago, the doctor decided he wanted to put a filter in the main vein in my stomach so that any future clots would not go to my heart and lungs. So the second time I went to the hospital, he also did a gallbladder ultrasound and found out that my gallbladder was full of stones, and I also had what turned out to be a baseball-sized hernia right by my belly button. So the second time, I take that back. The second time I went to the hospital, I went in just for a bunch of different like pre-surgery tests, and so they did like a sonogram on my heart, they did the gallbladder ultrasound, they did a lot of blood work. I can't remember what else, but they did probably like 6 different pre-surgery test things on me, and I was in the hospital for 2 weeks the second time. And then like a month or so later, I went into the hospital a 3rd time for him, and the 2nd time is when I got the blood clot from the PICC line in my arm. And so then the 3rd time I went into the hospital is when he went into my groin, through my groin area, and put a filter on the main vein in my stomach so that if I got any future clots, hopefully I don't get any more, but because I had this one in my arm now and I had one on my left leg, 16 years ago, he wanted to make sure that no clots could break free and get to my heart and lungs. So my 3rd trip to the hospital was getting the filter on the main vein, and then the next day after that, we did the surgery, which was the hernia repair, which was extremely painful, and the gallbladder removal, which I didn't feel any pain about the gallbladder removal. But once I was in the hospital for 2 weeks on that time as well. And so the biggest pain for me was the hernia repair. In fact, I can show you right now that this is the bottle that holds the fluid. I've got this tube still sticking out of my tummy. You can see the big scar. There's still just a little, see a little bit of a scar, one of the stitches that hasn't healed up yet. So that's still there. And then this is just the, it's called a JP drain, and it's coming out of my belly, and it's down in there like 5 or 6 inches deep. And it comes up through this, and it collects in here. And ouchie, ouch. Anyway, so I went to the doctor today so he could check on the JP drain. That's what this is called. When it first got in there, it was putting out, because as I empty this out about every 3 or so hours, he gave me a cup that has measurements on it, and it was putting out about 8.5 ounces a day. So it has now, my surgery was 6 weeks ago, and so now 6 weeks later, it's still putting out about 4.5 ounces a day. So I went to the doctor today for him to look and just make sure none of the sites are infected or anything. And he emptied it for me and asked me how much it was putting out, which I told him 4 to 4.5 ounces a day. And so I don't have to go back for 2 more weeks, or within the next 2 weeks, if it starts putting out, when it gets down to putting out only 1 ounce, then he'll take the drain out. So I asked him if it was normal for it to still be putting out so much fluid after 6 weeks of, after surgery. And he said, yeah, that everyone's different, and I have a lot of water and, fleshy, watery fluid inside of my body. So everyone's different, and that it's normal and everything. So, that was fine. And so that made me feel a little bit better to know that it was okay. And so anyway, I lost 5 more pounds on my way in today. My total weight loss had been 108, now it's 113. And so we're just going to start documenting little things, from getting in and out of the car, like how hard it is. Everything right now, even though, I was 678, things were probably a lot harder then, and I'm now 565. So that still is a pretty big girl. So things are still pretty hard on me. And then another thing is, since I have this open wound, I can't go to the pool yet. So I feel like I've lost a lot of strength. And, in California, I could go to the pool, and I did go to the pool 3 or 4 times a week and do water walking and stuff, and I had built up a lot of muscle and strength. And now we've been here for 4 months, and I haven't been able to walk in the pool, so I feel like I've lost a lot of strength. So even though I've lost 113 pounds since I've been here, things are still pretty hard for me, and I still need my son Dylan's help with a lot of stuff. And that's a lot of the reason why I'm going through this journey. Not only do I want my life back, but I want to give him his life back too, because I have burdened him for a lot of years, to help me. And he's 21, and I'd like to give him his life back as well. So he's going to be the one that's taping for me, and he's going to be putting it on a tripod sometimes, or holding the camera sometimes, like he is now. And so sometimes you'll see him in the view with me if it's on a tripod, and sometimes you won't. But he lives with me. We both came to Texas. One of the worst, we had a ton of bad luck since we've been here, which each thing will come to mind. Like, I probably can't think of it all right now. And the battery on the camera is probably going to die like in the next 20 minutes, so I have to be careful on talking too much, because it's going to die if I'm not careful. But anyway, one of the worst things that happened to us is our beautiful baby girl, Vienna, our 8-year-old weenie dog, died 3 weeks after we got here. She got a sudden case of kidney failure, and so we were heartbroken over that. She's now in heaven, hopefully tromping through wildflowers every day and having a little bowl of ice cream every night. And we miss her a lot. But after 2 months, we just missed her so much that we went and got another, what we thought was a little wiener dog, a little chocolate brown one. And so her name is Abby. She's about 3 or 4 months old now. But as she's getting bigger, her ears are now coming up and she looks like a Chihuahua. So we thought she was a full-blooded dachshund, but turns out she's probably half Chihuahua. So we already love her now. It's too late. She is full of energy. You will meet her either today or another time. You'll definitely see her. Her name is Abby. She's full of energy. She's a little booger, but she's also very sweet. And so she's jumping around and running and, doing everything. So that's our only animal right now is, since we lost Vienna, we now have Abby. And so what I was going to say is that you will see lots of little tidbits here and there, whether I'm getting into bed or getting out of bed or walking to the chair or getting in or out of the car or sitting out in my wheelchair with the dog on the leash. We're going to just start documenting every little bit of things here and there. But it may be a few months before you get to see it. So by the time you see this, I may have lost some more weight or whatever. But whenever we start putting it out there for you guys to see it, then it'll start coming on a regular basis. We're just going to get a head start right now and start taping some stuff. And I have something else going on here in Houston that I can't talk about, and I will be able to talk about it later, but for right now I can't talk about it. So that's why we can't put it on YouTube right now, but that is our whole point. We want to share my life story, our life story, my son and I, with YouTube. And I think it's quite interesting for any heavy person that's trying to lose weight and going on this journey theirself. I've had quite an interesting little track, both in California before this and now that we've moved to Texas to do this little weight loss journey. And so we figured it'll take a year and a half, because after I get the gastric bypass, in the first year you're supposed to lose 200 or 300 pounds. And then once I've lost 2 or 3, probably more like 300 or 400, then I'm going to, ouch, my bottom hurts, I've been in this car too long. After I've lost probably 300 or 400 pounds, then the same surgeon's gonna give me skin removal surgery. And then probably 1 or 2 months after that skin removal surgery, when it's all healed up and all the wounds are normal and fine, and I'm cleared, then we're out of here. We're back to California because we were born and raised there and we love our California. So we 100% only came here to Texas to go to this doctor that specializes in patients over 600, and I don't want to die, and I wanted to feel as safe as I could to go through this surgery. And a lot of people say, oh, it's the easy way out. It really is not going to be the easy way out. You still have to watch what you eat. You still have to, you still can't have a lot of fat and a lot of sugar, and you still could cheat the system. And after surgery, you may not be able to eat very much or, very often, but you could eat every 10 minutes and eat the wrong stuff and still gain your weight back. So you could call it the easy way out, but I don't. I feel like it's my last resort after trying everything else. And, my life is half over. Like I said, I'm 51, and I don't know, if I'm only going to have 10 more years or 20 more years, or if I'm going to be lucky and have 30 more years. You just don't know. So however many years that God lets me have, I would like to have physical freedom to go to Disneyland, which I've never been, to go with my son maybe to Hawaii, or maybe ride a bike. I've been dying to ride a bike, or go on a road trip with my kid, maybe find romance again one day. Another thing that I really need to do is get small enough to fit into a dentist chair, because I've got some bad teeth in the back on both sides, and I need to get some teeth repaired. So I have a ton of things on my bucket list, my quote-unquote bucket list, but it's not really a bucket list for before I die. It's more like a bucket list for after I have a substantial amount of weight loss, and when I'm a normal size again. My goal is to get to be around 200. I'll even be happy with 250. But when I'm a normal size, then I can sit in the front seat. Like as you can see right now, I'm in the back seat. My hips are too big. These are bucket seats. and the back seat gives me lots of room. I have lymphedema in my legs, they're really big, and the front space up there is pretty small for my big legs. Now that I've lost 100 pounds though, my legs have went down a little bit, so I'm hoping that within the next 50 to 100 pounds, my body will be small enough that I could start riding in the front seat. So you'll be along with me on that journey whenever I get to start riding in the front seat. We'll definitely have to document that so y'all could see that. So I just want to say that that's probably enough talking for now, but I'm about to get out of the car, and then I'm gonna get in my wheelchair and we're gonna bring the dog out and let her get a little bit of fresh air and stuff. So we'll film a little bit of that stuff too if the camera doesn't die. But we're gonna film me getting out of the car. One day we'll film me getting in the car. Getting in the car is a little bit harder than getting out, but anyway, so I just wanted to say hello to you all. Welcome to our YouTube channel. We haven't really named it yet, but we're gonna have one. It's gonna probably have something to do with like our daily lives or something to do with us. And I always welcome questions, so anytime you guys want to send a message or ask questions in the comments or whatever, I hope that it'll be a positive experience and I won't have too many haters. I know there's a lot of people that just don't like big people, and I'll just have to deal with that. But I just want to say that I'm real happy to share this journey with you guys, and I hope that if you're interested that you'll feel free to share it with us. And so I will hush up for now so we can get to taping some more stuff, and I'll talk to you soon.
Two already.
Worried about the chair going when I sit down. Thank you. Oh God. Oh, I gotta catch my breath. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh God. Oh, oh, so short of breath. Oh, oh goodness, I feel nauseous too. That's another thing that when I move, my heavy body since I've lost a lot of strength. I get nauseous a lot. So, trying to get past that. It's a lot of trouble moving this big old body around. But getting through it.
Groceries today? No thanks. Okay. You have for today?
You too. Oh. Anyway, so everything's hard. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, everything is pretty hard to move around. It's great that I'm 100 pounds, 113 pounds lighter, but things are still hard and I still get short of breath. But it's kind of an exciting journey that I'm now starting. And you know, like today when I went and saw the doctor, he said that to come back in 2 weeks so he can check the strain again. And then, you know, he wants me to lose more weight, you know, keep trying to lose weight so that, you know, I think the closer I get to 500 would be better. That way it's less of a risk when I go under anesthesia. So I'm going to work real hard to try to get as close to 500 as possible before the surgery so that I can feel a little safer. And also it makes it better for to get laparoscopic because I don't want to get the open surgery. That's more scars and harder recovery. So,
I know who you're talking about.
So the more I lose, you know, the better chances to get laparoscopic instead of open. I do not want open. It's just more pain. In fact, this hernia repair that you saw the stitches for, well, the stitches are out, but the scar, I was in serious pain for probably 3.5 to 4 weeks before I could stop taking pain pills. It was really a lot of pain. So I know if I had to open gastric bypass, that would be a bigger scar and a lot longer of a recovery. So anyway, you might want to pause it or something so we could save time.
Nope, good on time.
We are? I thought you said 7 minutes.
It's 25 minutes per clip, so we got time plenty.
So anyway, so in a minute we're gonna get the dog. If you want to, we can just put my legs up and park the car and stuff, and then go back over there, like turn it off, and then you can turn it back on once we got the dog out. It's up to you, baby. Okay, is this, I can't even see what we're doing though. This way?
Yes.
Okay, so I can't tell if we're getting both of us or not. Hey, I feel like a real YouTuber doing this. This is what they do on YouTube. But anyway, so I'm in my chair, we're heading back towards the house. We're gonna get the puppy and bring her out for a few minutes so she can be on the grass a little bit and we can introduce you to her. She's gonna be wild because we've been gone for about 4 hours and she's gonna be super excited to see us. So hang on. So this is Abby. Say hi, Abs. This is Abby, who we thought was a dachshund. But looking at these ears, well, you can't really tell right now. But judging by these ears, sometimes they stick straight up like a deer-head chihuahua. And Doxy's ears always hang straight down. So, say hi, Abs. Say hi, my name's Abby. My name is Abby, and I was supposed to be a Doxy, but I think I'm half Chihuahua. And I'm already a spoiled brat. Yes, I am, and I'm full of energy. And I go everywhere and get into everything. And I tromp through Mommy's powder and make footprints all over the place on the hardwood floor and make it look way messier than it is. So this is the little booger. She's only been outside a couple of times because I've been sick and in the hospital the last month, and and the weather here is not so wonderful. Like, it'll be 100 degrees, but it'll be thunder and lightning at the same time. And when it'll rain 3 or 4 inches in like the first hour. So when it's really super wet like that, we don't bring her out. So this is probably only like the 3rd or 4th time that she's been outside. So she's a little bit apprehensive, but she'll get used to it as we bring her out more. Of course, the rainy season is coming, but let's see what she'll do when I put her on the ground. Come on, Abs. Go play in the grass, baby girl.
Excuse me.
Whoa. Go play in the grass, sweetheart. You gonna go potty? You gotta go potties, honey? You're supposed to show him some tricks or something.
She's climbing up the tire.
Are you trying to climb up my chair, really?
She's using the spokes.
Oh, you little twerp. Don't you want to be on the grass? Okay. Well, shoot. You were supposed to show off some kind of a trick to YouTube because they are just meeting you for the first time. So she's about between 3 and 4 months old. I'm not sure. Her birthday is June 15th. So July, August, September, October. 4 months old.
And Vienna's
4 months
was June
and
11th.
3 days. Huh?
Vienna's was June 11th.
Yeah, our Doxy that we just lost, her birthday was June 11th, and she was 8 years old. And so this one is 4 months and 3 days old. So she should grow. I don't think she's going to get huge, but she'll get bigger. Oh, so I'm breaking a sweat out here. It's actually a little bit warm still. Ooh. Okay, ears. This is not Doxy ears, is it? Is it, little missies? Huh? Come on, my girl. Yeah, you stayed home by yourself for about 5 hours, so now you're missing us. So now I'm getting out of my wheelchair and just gonna walk in the house. Don't look at our messy house, okay, please, because we don't have house cleaner and I can't clean it, and Dill has a lot of other stuff on his plate dealing with me, so house cleaning is kind of the last resort. So anyway, so this is kind of a, just, you can see how hard it is on me to get back in the house and stuff, and the floor is very slippery, so I have to kind of hang on to Dill's hand to get back over to the chair to sit down. And it's very scary. It may not seem scary to an average sized person, but because of the way my legs and feet are, walking on the hardwood floor is very hard. Abs, you can't get up here, baby. Mom's getting out now, okay? So I was going to grab onto your hand to stand up, and then I'm going to have to probably hold your hand to get on the slippery floor too. Ooh. Oh God. And I always feel lightheaded, like I'm gonna pass out. Oh God. Oh Goody. Oh God. Oh. Oh. Oh God. I'm already nauseous. Oh God. Oh. 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 See, I feel like I want to barf. It's just, I think because I'm so hot, or something. And I put a little padding on my belly here because her little sharp nails and her active self, I don't want her to kick loose my, okay, don't lick my face. I don't want her to kick loose my, you know, my drain. If she does the wrong thing, she could pull it out. It's in there like 6 inches, but she's so hyper. She's so hyper that she probably could pull it out on accident. So, hey, you're not going over there. He's just getting a basket out and then he's shutting it, so you don't need to worry about it. Little missy. Abs, stop. Abaloo. Abaloo. Where's that Abigail? Oh, I really didn't want you to lick my mouth. Oh, goodness sakes. Still, after you shut the front door, I'm going to put her down when you go out, okay? hot, hot, hot. Whee. Wait. Oh, Abby. Sit still and be patient. Sit still and be patient, baby girls. Okay. Oh, anyway. So I'm back in the house now we've been gone for about a good 7 hours, which I actually enjoy because it's kind of the only time I get to leave the house is when we have a doctor's appointment. You gotta get soap, baby. When I have a doctor's appointment, that's when I get to get out of the house and get some fresh air and go out in the car. And we stopped at Walmart on the way home, and I stayed in the car and just waited for Dill, but you know, we could get a few things that we needed, and that way we, you know, okay, I'm going to let her go so she can jump down because Dill closed the front door. Anyway, oh goodness. So yeah, so it's kind of, because I'm too scared to go in my power chair on these really bad sidewalks, I don't really go too many places. And I've never been a depressed person, but you get pretty down and sad when you're stuck in the house 24/7. And you know, you can't go outside when you're an outdoorsy person like I am. So even though it's not super fun to go to the doctor's office, I pretty much enjoy, ouch, you're stepping on Mama's sore, honey. I pretty much enjoy getting out of the house. And, okay, let's get this off of you. I enjoy getting out of the house, so having a doctor's appointment kind of, oh goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I make you choke? I'm sorry, baby. So anyway, it gives me a reason to leave the house and get a little bit of fresh air. And then, like I said, we stopped at Walmart on the way after the appointment. We stopped at Walmart, and I did a no-no and we stopped at McDonald's, and I got a Coke. And so I don't do it every time I have a loss, but sometimes I do stop and get myself a Coke after I've had, you know, a good doctor's appointment. I can't have Cokes anymore. I won't be able to have them at all after gastric bypass. Abs, please. I won't be able to have them at all because the bubbles will expand your tummy. So once he cuts my stomach down smaller, I will only be able to eat about 2 ounces, either 2 or 3 ounces, I think, at a time. And so you can't have any kind of sodas, or probably, I don't think beer either, because anything with carbonation will stretch out your stomach and possibly hurt the stitches or expand your stomach and cause it to stretch out, which will hurt your weight loss and stuff, because once you start being able to eat more, then you will eat more and you'll not have such a good loss. So I'm kind of taking advantage of the Cokes every now and then, because I know that once I do get the gastric bypass, I can't have no more sodas, no matter what, no exceptions. So I had a Coke today. McDonald's has their large Cokes for $1. Coke is my favorite, even over Pepsi, and I just can't resist sometimes. So I had a Coke today, and I loved every ounce of that liquid gold, let me tell you. It was awesome. And if I could, I would drink Coke all day, every day, because it's my thing. But I reward myself with it every now and then, and I know that it's coming to an end very soon, because once I have the surgery, that's it. So anyway, so I loved the fact that I got to go to McDonald's and get a Coke, and we went to Walmart and grabbed a few things that we needed. That's where I get my cornstarch, because it's only $1 a box, which is pretty cheap for their Great Value brand. And I go through a box, probably about 1 box every 2 days. On some special circumstances, like after the pool or something, if I'm going to the pool every day, then I use a little bit more. But on an average base, I use 1 box either every 2 days, or sometimes I can make it stretch to 3 days. If I'm going to the pool or have any other kind of issue where I need to use it more, I've had days where I've used like almost a full box in one day if I've had to reapply it several times or something. Sometimes I'll sprinkle a little bit of it on my sheet or something so that my bottom can sit in it if I have any kind of little owie on my bottom, which on occasion I get an owie here or there. So it just depends on the circumstance on how much I use, but it's a very good deal to get it for $1 a box at Walmart. So that's where I normally get it from. Thank you, babe. And so anyway, so we had a nice little outing for about 7 hours. Went to the doctor, had a little 5-pound loss. Went to McDonald's, got me a Coke, and then went to Walmart, got a few items, and then we sat in the car for a little bit and sat outside for a little bit because I really hate to come back in because I know that I'm going to be stuck in the house again until my next doctor appointment in 2 more weeks. I'm actually, since I am feeling better from the surgery recovery, I'm thinking about possibly getting dressed one day and getting in my power chair and just maybe going to the grocery store because I've done it twice before. The sidewalks really are bad and it really is scary, but I've braved it twice before just because I was going so stir crazy I wanted to get out of the house. So I may do that again soon because I'm actually feeling pretty darn good. But the doctor told me to restart one of my medicines, which was causing me to be nauseous. And when I was nauseous, I was so nauseous and so sick that I couldn't eat anything, and I would eat a few bites of something and then it just tasted so icky I just didn't want to finish it. And I lost 16 pounds in 1 week, and then the next week when I went back I lost 14 pounds the second week, and that was when I was on this certain medicine that was making me nauseous. So 30 pounds in 2 weeks, that's pretty darn awesome, but who wants to be sick every day for 2 solid weeks, you know? So I'm a little bit worried that it's going to make me nauseous again, and if it does, then, you know, I'll stop it again. Anyway, I hope you all have a good evening. This will probably be the end for a little bit, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.